Hey everybody, Kristen here. I just wanted to let you know that we have up to 40% off on our crimps and components section over at softluxcompany.com. You're going to use the coupon code BASICS, BASICS, and you'll get 15% off that item if it's regular priced, and then if it's on sale or closeout, you'll get an extra 15% off. So that could bring you up to 40% off on some of the items there in that shop category. How is everyone doing today? We had such a fun holiday market shop hop on Friday, and that kind of extended throughout the weekend. So thank you to everyone that tuned in, that shopped with us, that checked out all of the other markets, and entered to win our Secret Santa giveaway. We're going to be drawing names tomorrow. So that was really so much fun. And we are so thankful that our friends wanted to team up with something like this and try something new for all of you. I know. Yeah. Dana says that with the shop hop was fun. And then she went on to say long but fun. It is long but fun, right? Because it was 6 of us, and every live sale was about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And it was a full day event. So we kicked it off at 9 in the morning on Friday, and it went all the way till 8 p.m. Pacific time. You could watch the replays up through the weekend. Softlux's sale is now over. We generally end our sales on Sunday night. So our sale is over. I'm not sure about some of the other shops. They might still be available. I know some of them actually keep them open longer than we do. So you can always check them out if you missed out on the shop hop. We had, who was after us? It was us, and then it was Sam's Bead Shop, and then it was Jill Wiseman Designs, and then it was Christy Friesen, and then it was the Bead Place, and then we ended it with Jesse James Beads. Thomas is here with me. He's in the background helping out again today. Thank you, Thomas. Damien is still away on his holiday vacation. So I appreciate you being here with us on a Monday, Thomas. And I hope everyone had a really lovely weekend. I had a lot of fun this weekend. I actually made a friend. I was pretty excited. Being that I work from home, I don't get out a whole lot. And when I do get out, it's, we're just going to an event here, going to dinner or something. But I made a friend this week, and I'm going to ask her if she wants to get together for maybe coffee or something. Pretty excited. I went into a local herbal shop to get some tea. It was the second time I've been in there, and it was the same lady that was there both times. She was really sweet, and I just got to talking to what I was looking for. I wanted a special tea to help balance my hormones, and then we just started chatting, and we had quite a bit in common. And an hour later, I was like, let you close your shop. You guys know me. I just keep talking, and she just kept talking, and it was really sweet, and I was very excited. It was the first genuine just friend I've met on my own since I've been here. I've been so grateful that Christy Friesen's been here. I've hung out with her quite a few times. But other than Christy and my husband, I really hadn't had anyone else to talk to. So yay for making a new adult friend, and yay for all of you for always hanging out with me on Mondays and being my virtual friends. It means so much, and it has definitely meant a lot during my transition because I've been a little bit lonely at times. And I am, coming here on Monday and hanging out with all of you always lifts my spirit and makes me feel connected to the world beyond just where I am right here. And I hope that you feel that way on the other end as well. That's definitely one of the perks of doing these live videos and also these live fun events with all of you. All right. Well, today we're going to make some hoops. I have some in right now. I had a decent amount of these little gemstone beads, they were all mixed, and I'm guessing these are about 3 millimeter. So I had some of those in my stash, and I just went, oh, you know what? Let's make some mixed gemstone hoops with those. And then once I got started, I couldn't stop. I ended up making, I think I had enough to make 6 pairs with the gemstones. And then I ended up going through some of my pearls and I made some pearl ones. And then I ended up going through some other beads. So here's a pearl hoop. And then I ended up pairing the pearls with some leftover other round beads, and it just went on and on from there. I even made this giant one with rolla beads to see how it would be. So very fun. So it's kind of neat. I'm going to show you lots of different ways that you can take this idea and turn it into an earring. We're going to make this one together today because it looks like a little wreath. You can never have too many hoops. I totally agree. So I'm going to make them probably, I made them all in this size, which is the largest size on my mandrel. So I have a simple mandrel here. This was passed down to me from a friend. It goes up to size 15. It's a ring mandrel. It goes up to size 15. And then I actually ended up wrapping it around just the base. So it might be slightly larger than 15 is what I'm going to use. So if you have a mandrel or a dowel, you can use that. I also just used like a cylinder shape. That's what I use to make this big one. So you might have just some round shaped things that you can utilize as your dowel as well. I don't see myself as out of focus. I don't know. As of right now, it looks okay. My Wi-Fi is unstable, so it could be that it's going in and out. Let's see if there's a way. I can't move it any closer. Quite a few of you are saying you're out of focus. Let's see how my hand cam looks. Does my hand cam look out of focus also? I see it's going up. On my Wi-Fi. Still out of focus. I can turn the Wi-Fi off on my phone, on my hand cam. Let's see how that looks. I'm just going to turn off the Wi-Fi on the hand cam and see if that's any better. Now it says that my connection is good, but it might be kind of going in and out. No, I'm clear, but I can't get my hand cam in. Let's see what's going on there. So we just needed to wait it out, huh? This is still a little blurry down here though. Maybe I should put it back to Wi-Fi now. I'm gonna pop it back to me while my hand cam is doing this. Yeah, it's going back and forth. I think I just don't have a great connection. That looks good. All right, we did some moving around. Okay, hopefully this stays. Hand cam is good. All right, let's get going while my hand cam is good. So I'm going to be using Softlex craft wire. And you can do lots of different gauges. I decided to focus on 22 gauge, and that worked really well, especially because these little gemstone beads had smaller holes. But I was able to do this one on 18 gauge. So really you can change up the gauges depending on what you have and what will fit through your bead holes. I'm going to use 22 gauge for this one here. Okay, looking good. So I am using these beads out of the Ugly Sweater kit. And I'm going to be giving away one of those kits here at the end. So if you see that hashtag going down below, put in hashtag holiday to enter, and we're being super generous and giving away a whole kit again. So we're going to go ahead, and since I'm using those beads from the kit, I figured I will gift one of them to someone watching. And I'm going to use this little drop here, which is gorgeous. It's really dark green drop. That's going to go in the center. And those are all included in the kit. So for this one, and this is the same technique you can use for all of these little hoops, I'm cutting myself 5 inches of craft wire. And again, I'm using the 22 gauge gold silver plated craft wire. And I've got myself a ring dowel here. I'm going to go ahead and place my craft wire around the base of my ring dowel to just double check I have enough wire, which I have plenty, and that is the shape we're going to be doing. So I'm going to go ahead and now add some beads. It looks like I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beads on each side of that drop. Oh, Zach, are you not feeling good? I hope you feel better. Sorry I missed some of your comments as I was doing a few of my in and out for the internet. So there's 6 of those green beads. Then I'm going to add on this drop here. And then I'm going to do 6 more. Just double checking I have my count right. So there we have it for our wreath. I'm going to go ahead now and grab either bent nose pliers or chain nose pliers. And I'm just going to take where those wires cross and close to one of these beads, and I'm going to bend it straight up. The next thing I'm going to do is push those beads, make sure that they are flush with where my little bend is. This occasionally I had it where some of my beads were moving around, and I'm going to pull them together, and either using your hand or using a tool, you're going to want to wrap this one around the one sticking up, nice and tight. And your shape is going to come out of shape a little bit, but that's what your dowel or your mandrel is for. I'm going to pull it nice and tight, and I'm going to go around at least once, maybe twice, depending on how tall you want it. Squish it down just a smidge. So I took that and wrapped it around. And now I'm going to place it back on my mandrel. And I'm going to squish it down. As it gets tighter, I get a little slower just because I don't want to like harm anything, but I want to squish it down to where it feels nice and snug, and it'll reshape my hoop. You can go ahead and cut that. You can even cut that before, but sometimes I like to leave the tail just in case I have to make any adjustments. Now that I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and bend my wire to the side, and then I'm going to add my round nose pliers. To make that loop, I go up and over the top. I reposition my pliers so that I could pull the wire down below to create my loop. And then I'll take that little tail and I'll wrap that around as well. Sometimes my tail's a little bit longer, but I will wrap that tail around. Again, at least once, maybe twice, depending on how much wire you have. And I'm just going to go ahead and trim off this tail because it's almost a little too short to really get it to go around again. And then I can tuck that tail in, and I might just go ahead and put it back on my mandrel one more time. And now I have that nice little wreath shape, and you can add your ear wires to the top. Let's see if I have any gold ones. I feel like I was pretty low on my gold ear wire. I have antique gold. I have to order some ear wires. Now is a great time to do so because we have 40% off, up to 40% off, I should say, all of our components, which would include these ear wires, as well as head pins and eye pins and jump rings and crimps, clasps, connectors. All of those things are on sale. Now I played with a little bit, keeping this loop here going like this direction, or twisting it and actually having it face. So you could take it and twist it this way and have it face the other direction so that it would hang like that as a hoop. But I found that I did prefer it this way. But that's just something you can take a look and see, depending on the beads you're using and the size you used. Maybe you want it to be in the other direction. Isn't that cute? They're like little wreaths. And then I also have those pip beads here. From the kit too. So if I want to do those, I could do them in gold also, or you could do them in copper. Either of those colors would look really cool. Looks like I have some copper ear wires, so maybe I'll go ahead with the copper. So I'm also using 22 gauge. I'm going to cut myself about 5 inches. I'm using my flush cutter. And let's do it one more time. See how this one looks. So go ahead and wrap my wire around my mandrel. Make sure I have plenty to work with. And the other thing that's nice is when you do that little loop and you make that little wrap, then at least your wire is in a circular shape. So when you add on your beads, they're less likely to fall off before you're done. It sort of catches them there, right? When I was working on it just more straight like this, I would tilt it to one side and my beads would go flying. So making your little circle. Helps keep them corralled. Ooh, this is gonna be pretty. These little, because they have that little flash on one side. They actually, I was just gonna say, I can't tell if it's copper or gold, but now that I look, it's a mix. So some of them don't have any flash. Some of them have a copper, some of them have a gold. And this time I am using the antique copper color. We also have bare copper, or we have the bright shiny copper in non-tarnish. Maybe one more. Since I haven't done this one yet, I didn't know exactly how many beads I needed, but that looks like that will give me a nice So let's do this one. I'm going to grab this one here and I'm going to tilt that one up. That'll be my loop wire. And then I'm going to cross over with this one and I'm going to wrap it around nice and tight once and twice. We'll just squeeze it, tighten it down a little bit. And now I will add it back to my mandrel. Get it almost. Sometimes it goes all the way down again. Sometimes it doesn't. It kind of depends on your beads a little bit, if they'll make it all the way down. But that made it nice and round. Go ahead and trim off that wire and tuck it in. I'm using 22 gauge. I'm going to go ahead and turn it. go up and around. But you can use a thicker gauge if your beads fit through it. So I started with 22 for these because my little gemstone beads had some pretty small holes. The nice thing about the design, once it has all the beads on it, is it stabilizes the shape for you. So there's one with those pip beads that you have in your ugly sweater design kit. Let's grab one of my copper ear wires that I can attach on here. Oh, it's a little blurry again. Ooh. Yeah, it looks like this one's going in and out again. I was going to do another really large one to show you how to do the big guy, but it seems like the connection's just not that great. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here. And maybe we'll do the larger one, which I just used something like this on a future video. That's a bummer. Sometimes you just have to roll with it because I can't control my Wi-Fi as much as I'd like to, right? I did try and fix it and it must still be going in and out. It still gives me a message that's saying the connection is unstable. So I think we're just having that kind of day. Sylvia says, can you add a different bead to the wire before making the loop? Yeah, you probably could if you wanted to add a bead above it, if you wanted to put a bead at the top. I like that it's like really close to my ear because I tend to think of hoops as being really close. So that's why I just have the little loop at the top. Because for me, I want it to be as close as possible to my ear. But if you want to make it longer and have that hoop with a little bead at the top and then the hoop below, you can definitely do that. You have enough space for sure to do that. Let's see. These are them with the little mixed gems. These are the ones that started it all. So cute. And then what do you guys think of this really big one? Let's take a look at what that one looks like on real fast. And then I'm going to choose our winner. So if you haven't entered yet, go ahead and enter in the comments with the hashtag holiday. So I did these with the rolla beads. So the shape is a little bit different, which does affect how it looks a little bit. Those are fun, aren't they? So I originally did it with 22 gauge, but because rolla beads have such a large like hole in the middle, I felt like they did not line up very well on the thinner gauge. Do you see what I mean? How they kind of go in and out. They're not like as neatly lined up as they are on the thicker gauge. So I did this one on 18 gauge and this one on 22. And you can see quite a difference with that bead. Not heavy at all, super, super light. And this is a heaviest gauge we carry. So even on the heaviest gauge, they are light. Now, if this one was those little gemstone beads, I think that would have been fine on the 22 because they would have lined up really nicely. Their holes were much smaller, but when it came to the larger hole beads, they didn't. So it kind of depends which gauge will work best for the beads you are using. Here is that gemstone multicolored one again. And I have them all in different, just a totally different pattern, very mixed. And then I played with pearls too, which I think are really sweet. Yeah, the multicolored ones are these are 3mm. Could be 4, 3 or 4. They weren't marked. I don't think they're any larger than 4, and I don't think they're any smaller than 3. So that's as close as I can. Well, you know what? Let me measure it with my handy dandy ruler here. My handy dandy little ruler and see what this says. Yep, they're 4. They are 4mm. So these guys are 4mm. I know, I love the pearls too, Sherry. I think the pearls are very classic. And these are a little bit bigger. Same shape. So I use the same size on the mandrel. They're just a larger bead. So they have a different feel. And then this one was another pearl one I did. The pearls are probably, they are Baroque pearls, so they are not round. They have a little bit of a wider side to them, but they look like they are 5mm approximately, maybe 5 by 6 or 5 by 7, because they're not totally round. Ooh, pearls with a metallic bead would be lovely. That's a great idea. I did the 22 gauge with the pearls. Yep, I did 22 gauge with everything except for the really big one. I went to 18, but I think you could get away with 20 if that's what you have and it fits through your beads. These are glass pearls, so they have a little bit more uniform of a hole sometimes than regular pearls would. And I use 22 without any problem. And it's Monday, Lily. Ilianka? Yes. Did you almost miss us? We had a little bit of Wi-Fi issue. It looks like we've been doing okay as of now. So hopefully I gave you a good idea and you saw enough of it that you're able to recreate it. If you really would like me to show it again, I can always try and do it again next week and maybe do a different shape or a different bead. Try and see if we get a better signal. All right, let's go ahead and open up our giveaway. I've just been having lots of tech issues today. Today is like a day of tech issues. I had some issues with my browsing and my Norton before, so I don't know. I restarted everything, but maybe I'm just having one of those days. It looks like I've got only 22 of you in the giveaway. So if you haven't entered, go ahead and enter now. You have a pretty good chance of winning. I don't see too many names on there. And if you entered right in the beginning, you know what? Do it again. With the Wi-Fi going in and out, maybe it didn't catch some of you earlier on. So I'm going to give you another moment to enter. If you entered earlier, do it one more time. I think these would be fun with some Delica beads, don't you think? So it'd be nice and large, but teeny tiny beads. I think that would be pretty fun. Ooh, look how it looks with a double too. All right, now we got 40 of you in there. Looks like it's going now. So it could have been sometimes when things go in and out, it messes with that feature. Let's open it up. The double was fun, right? I'll have to figure out how to connect it. I also thought that it would be fun to do it upside down and connect it to the ear wire at the top, and then you have this little loop at the bottom for a drop. So that could be a possibility too. Okie doke, here we go. All right, I'm going to choose a winner. You must be here to win. So if you see your name, please be sure to let us know that you're here. And if you don't let us know, we'll give you a few minutes. But if we don't see that you are here, then you will forfeit your prize and we'll choose the next winner. So here we go. 45 of you are now in there. That makes more sense. Kim Masalansky over on YouTube. You are our winner for the Ugly Sweater Design Kit. Please let us know that you're here in the comments. We will give you a few minutes to respond. Oh, I see her. I see her. Yes, she's here. Woohoo! Congratulations, Kim. Please go ahead and email us at info@softluxcompany.com and let us know your shipping information, and we will get your prize in the mail to you. Woo! I love when you're here. Congratulations. Thanks for hanging with me, everyone, today, and for dealing with my little Wi-Fi issues. I will have to check on our router and see what I can do to make that a little bit better next time. But sometimes it's just the luck of the draw, right? Do our best and hoping that our internet is doing its best too. Findings are on sale. Thanks, Thomas, for sharing that one last time. We've got up to 40% off on all of our crimps and components. You just find that at softluxcompany.com. It'll use the coupon code BASICS, BASICS, and one coupon per order. It's not valid with any other order discounts. It ends tomorrow, December 10th, or while supplies last. You'll get 15% off everything in that category, and you'll get up to 40% off things that are already on sale and marked down. So come join us on Wednesday. We have a beading party with a new guest this week, Joey of Joey's Jewelry. You know, I've seen her in the chat with all of you, so we're excited to welcome her onto the show. Sarah will be hanging out with her on Wednesday. And yeah, well, then we'll look for you again next Monday. Happy beading, everyone. Have a great week. Bye.